has broken. And without any further ado, please welcome Reverend Ken.
We're grateful that we have you, but boy, you can't match the energy and love in the room. So welcome. I've got a lot of announcements before we get going, so just hang in there with me. The first one is just all the wonderful workshops we have going. If you take advantage of the workshops, please do. They're after service, and we have some really interesting and bright people coming in. Next week, we have Kathy, and she's going to be telling us about, well, actually, next week we have Sam and Lucy. After that, Kathy, she's going to be telling about food labels. The following week, Susan Coffey is going to be telling us about ancestral healing. I know my family could use a double dose of that. Susan, good luck on that one. And then the following week, Jerry McDaniels, he's coming in from Orlando. We're talking about numerology. So those are really some really good classes. Be sure to stick around for those. Not one today, but come back next week and Sam and Lucy. My own class, that's still going on. That's on Thursdays at 2 o'clock. If you would like to learn more about affirmative prayer, this is the class for you. It's it's an exciting class. You get to participate in it. So Thursdays at 2 o'clock. Now, I have a very exciting program that I'd like to tell you about. And that is that Judy James, if you didn't know her, boy, she was a force of nature here. She was a practitioner for many years. She has made her transition, and her son keeps offering to do matching grants for us. Her birthday is in July. So he's made an offer that if we raise $15,000, he will match it $25,000. Yes. So I'm going to kick off by a $1,000 donation myself. Mike, if you will come up and accept this award, that will get us going with it. Now, one of the things I want to know is that we now I know not everybody's got $1,000. And so what we're going to do, we've got the end of July to raise this money. And so we're going to have some different things coming up. We got a magician coming in the end of July. He's going to put on a show for us. So maybe you can't contribute $1,000, but maybe you can help us promote the show. Maybe you can help us with volunteering, doing something with the program. Every donation, every gift is a blessing. So don't feel bad about what you have to offer. Feel good that you're here to make a contribution. And every contribution will help us get to this goal. And we're going to get there. And what a huge blessing it will be when we do there, because we will be able to do so much more good in the community. Now, on June 22nd, we're going to start a first service. That's going to be at 9 o'clock, and it's going to be a healing service. We're going to have singing bowls. I will do a talk, but it'll be more of a quiet and meditative talk. And so it will start at 9 o'clock. It'll last 9:25. It's going to be a singing bowl, meditation, healing service, and all the other services will same. So we'll continue to have the Reiki and meditation service at 9:30. Everything else will follow the same. It's just going to be an additional service. Now, finally, at this to the year is my favorite time of the year, because we get to give out Venus Manley scholarships. We gave out one last week, and this week we've got a young man coming up, and his story is amazing, and his future is so bright, and it's just wonderful that we get to be a part of it. So Ted, if you'll come up and get this going for us. Gotcha. Okay.
Testing one. Yeah, that's it. Good morning again.
CSL, thank you so much for joining us. Those who weren't here last week, those who were here last week. This is such an honor every year to recognize one of our teams who are about to go on to greater things in life. This is a winner that we have for the Venus Man Scholarship. Today I'm going to introduce you to Ronald Casting in a moment, Ronald Chappie Casting in a moment. But let me give you a little bit of his, those of you who don't know the history of Venus Manley Scholarship. This is the 8th year of awarding the Venus Manley Scholarship. I was, to be corrected, last week I think I said it's the 9th year. Now Venus, my daughter, passed at the age of 14. It's 11 years ago. Venus was a lovely child. She was born with cerebral palsy, spastic quadriplegic. She was a member here at CSL. A wonderful smile. She loved school. She loved being around people, and people loved being around her, if I must say so. So in her honor, so fortunate that CSL has, over these years, sponsored this scholarship. We give ordinarily 3 $1,000 scholarships. We also give an honorarium to other the applicants who submit an essay, 250, 300-word essay, also sit in front of a panel of judges. Not a small task for high school seniors to stand up and do that. I certainly recognize a few people who are engaged every year in the organization of that. Pat Conover led the drive this year. Thank you so much, Pat. Brenda Sensich joined me. Brenda Sensich joined me accompanied me this week at the Florida School for Deaf and Blind, where another one of our winners was awarded in their school awards day. You'll get to meet him next week. All of our members who joined us in reading of the essays, as well as sitting on the panel, we really appreciate your contribution in time and talent to this. And those of you who have contributed monetarily to it, we absolutely appreciate that, and please continue to do so in the future. But at this point, I want to introduce you to one of our winners, one of our recipients, Ronald Casting. I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about his story. So, I guess with no further ado, Chappie.
Hello, I'm Chappie Casting. I just graduated from Bartow Trail High School. So throughout the 4 years, I played 3 sports. I did football for my first 2 years. I did weightlifting all 4 years. I did wrestling for 1 year. The wrestling, I suffered a pretty severe concussion. It caused some many challenges to push through. But through that, I kind of found my love for engineering. So early this August, I'm going to be going to UCF. I'm going to be starting as a second semester sophomore. So I'm going to be starting UCF. I'm going to do aerospace engineering. I'm super excited. I don't know what specifically in that field I'm going to do, but I just know that's my place to be. So through the concussion, I had to push through many challenges, but my teachers were really helpful. They gave me time if I needed, and it was just a great learning experience. One of my classes this year was physics, and that's why I'm my love for engineering. I love it, and I'm super excited. So that's basically it. I plan to that's basically it.
This, Pat, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you to take a few pictures of it. This is photo op time. This is let me read it. We're proud to present the Venus Manley Scholarship, a scholarship award for $1,000 for presenting a vision to make the world a better place. This award is presented by the Center for Spiritual Living, St. Augustine, in 2025 to Ronald Augustine. Sent that to you. If we can show that, and we're taking helpful pictures.
There you go, Chappie. Congratulations, buddy.
Something brought this song to mind, I'm just the same flow, it's called Hand It Over. Pep Mo song. If your problems won't go away and you're worried both night and day, hand it over, get down on your knees and pray. If you're sick and feeling low, got no money, got nowhere to go, hand it over, get down on your knees and pray. Hand it over, give it up, give it over, hand it over. Hey, get down on your knees and pray. Ain't no mountain you can't climb, ain't no answer you can't find. All you need is a hand to hold. It'll heal your body and feed your soul. If your road goes dark, you can't find a way, just let the Spirit light your way. Hand it over, get down on your knees and pray. If your problems won't go away and you're worried about night and day, hand it over, get down on your knees and pray. Hand it over, give it up and give it over, hand it over. Hey, get down on your knees and pray. Hand it over.
Thank you, Don. And now to get our service going, we have the wonderful Brenda Cisensis coming up to do a reading and treatment for us. Come on up, Brenda.
I have a microphone. Obviously, I'm not an aerospace engineer. Welcome, everybody, and congratulations again, Chappie. You might be the one that's getting us stars. He's at the right age, right? Well, my reading this morning is Let Nature Be Teacher. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. That's from Lao Tzu. And Ernest Holmes says, nature will not let us stay in any place for too long. She will let us stay just long enough to gather the experience necessary to the unfolding and advancement of the soul. We learn so much from observing Mother Nature. If we pay attention when we are outside, we hear songbirds trilling, frogs croaking, small critters wrestling in search of food, and coyotes howling as evening descends. Even if we live in urban areas, there are likely birds nesting above the building eaves, squirrels bounding toward trees, and perhaps even coyotes taking up residence in parks and golf courses. While a lot of activity takes place in nature, watching these goings-on feels peaceful and soothing. Now that was a peaceful, soothing sound over there. Just looking up to observe a blue sky with a few clouds drifting by can be incredibly calming, reminding us that there is a wide, vast expanse beyond the busyness that occupies our minds. Environmental activist and author of Silent Spring, Rachel Carson wrote, "There is something infinitely healing in the repeated refrains of nature, the assurance that dawn comes after night and spring after winter." Spending time in nature, watching the birds, squirrels, butterflies, and clouds also helps us become more fully aware of the present moment. Additionally, I believe, like Holmes, that nature teaches us about the unfolding advancement of our soul. By paying attention to the natural world, we gain insights into our own lives, understand better how intimately connected we are to the fabric of the whole life. Poet William Wordsworth wrote, "Come forth into the light of things, let nature be your teacher. And so, as I say this affirmative prayer, I'm doing this in the first person. And of course, since we're all connected as one, these words are for you as well. They're meant for you as well. I know that there is one divine source, one intelligence, one presence of the universe. It is in back of all things. It has created all things, is creating all things. And I am one with it. And I know this divine source, this divine intelligence, is creating through nature. It created the birds for us to enjoy, the squirrels to watch scampering around in the yard looking for nuts, the wind on our faces, the sounds of the oceans, everything is a beautiful expression of the one, our God. And so, as I recognize this and know it, I know that it expresses through me as well in all the ways that I can express the goodness of nature and the goodness of God, of spirit. And so I also recognize that through this goodness, through this, the natural ways in which we live, the natural ways in which we love each other and are compassionate to each other, that this brings about a world that works for everyone. And so I give thanks for this center, for it has taught me to look for these things, to know these things. For all the people, every one of us who keeps this center running. And I release this prayer to do its good work, knowing that it is manifesting. All these good things are manifesting, and so it is.
Thank you, Brenda. That was lovely. Well, let's see, what am I talking about today? What is God? That's what I'm talking about. That's the granddaddy of all talks. Yeah, this will be the challenge. All spiritual traditions since we first started thinking about God. And here's an interesting thing that scientists now tell us. They say that from our very beginning, when humanity first came together, we were contemplating God, the idea of God. They originally thought at one time that we formed cities and then we formed religion, but now they say that's the exact opposite, that they formed cities so we could experience religion as a community. So this idea of God stirs something deep within us. And many of us are so wounded by religion of our past that the term God can be very triggering. Dr. Holmes, the founder of our teaching, he said one time he had a student come to him and he said, I really like everything you're saying. I like all the things you say. He says, but I just can't stand the word God. And Dr. Holmes smiled at him for a while, took a deep breath, and he says, well, why don't you call it potato? Because it doesn't matter what you call it. The term God is just a term humanity came up with. So I understand. I've had a long history of healing process with the word concept of God. And strangely enough, it was a song that helped me. It's a song by a woman, her name is Wendy Francisco. And she wrote a song a long time ago, and it's called God and Dog. And in it she says, I look up and I see God. I look down and I see my dog. Simple spelling, G-O-D, same word backward, D-O-G. It's been the unconditional love of my pets that have helped me create an idea of a loving creator. Each morning at exactly 4:45, I have a little furry alarm clock that doesn't have a snooze button on it. It's my little guy, Shaggy, and I will see his head pop up over my mattress, and he's ready for his morning walk. Now, I'm sure if anyone else, a relative or family, would disturb me at 4:45, I would be as agreeable as a alligator caught on a hot asphalt road in July here in South Florida. But little Shaggy is the only person I know who's happy to wake up at 4:45. In fact, he's bursting with joy to see me. He's bursting with joy. And he reminds me of how joyful life can be. I also like to think that as much joy as he has in seeing me each morning, this is going to be the joy my Creator welcomes me back to spirit when I leave this earthly realm. When I step into spirit, I'm going to be met with as much love and joy and unconditional acceptance as Shaggy greets me. Now, if all of that doesn't ease up your idea about how to deal with the term God, I'll throw another suggestion out there to you, and it's very easy. It's very easy. Just add another vowel to the word God and change it into good. God can become good. And then go out and look for the good in your life, because what's good in your life is God, and what God is in your life is good. And when you go out looking for good, when you give gratitude for it, what you find out is your ability to see more of it expands. It was always there. You just needed to open your eyes up greater. We were talking about class on last Thursday, and we were talking about when do we pray. And so we have a tendency to pray when we get in trouble. But here's a wonderful thing. If we just start to pray when we're in joy, when we're healthy, when we love, when we're around friends and they have us laughing so hard we have to catch our breaths, if we can pray then, if we can pray when we get a call from a relative we hadn't heard from in a long time, or when we sit down to a great meal. Now, certainly pray when you're in trouble, but if you can pray rejoicing, you will have more things to rejoice about. What did Christ say when he entered into Jerusalem? The priest came and said, you need to keep your people quiet. He said, if I tried to keep them quiet, the rocks and stones would sing out. This is in our lives. You can witness so much joy, so much gratitude, the rocks and stones themselves will sing out. Now, when I was a kid going through religious training, my father wanted me to be what's known in the South as a slicked back hair Church of God minister. Boy, had he set himself up for a disappointment. And the religious school they sent me to, they presented life as one big test to see if we were worthy of God's love. That's what the whole thing was about. And the headmaster and the teachers there portrayed the idea that most certainly most of us were not going to pass. That a good 99% of us were not going to be considered worthy of Spirit's love. Now, this whole idea of being tested to see we're worthy of God's love, it's the biggest bunch of hooey, sorry for the bad language, Chappie, that have ever come down the pike. Ever come down the pike. It was originally designed to control people. And then they found out they could make money off of it. We're off to the races. That's the reason we have TV evangelists flying around on private jets. Now think about it for a bit. Why would a creator ever need to test its creation that it loves? Why? If you're manufacturing batteries, you might test the batteries. If you're baking donuts, I would eat the majority of them, but if you're baking donuts, you might need to test a donut here and there again. But Cartier doesn't need to test its diamond masterpiece. They don't need to test that. That one there is worth $98,000 away if you want to go buy it. They know its value. They know its worth. They don't test it, they showcase it. That's what they do. And that's what we are to do. We are here to know we are a masterpiece. You're one of a kind. You are one of a kind. There will never be another you. And Spirit was so enraptured with the idea of you that it created you from itself. And you're here to be magnificent. You are here so you can showcase your talents, your hopes, your dreams, and your desires. And the world and the earth won't be complete until you do. Until you step up and say, I am this masterpiece. I am this wonderful. I am the delight Spirit. Spirit created you from self plus nothing else. And it has never been disappointed in you for one moment. It has always been more inspired by your possibilities than it has ever been upset by any of the mistakes we've made along the way. And it's really critical that we have a new vision of our Creator as loving and powerful. Because how we see God shapes how we see ourselves and how we live and how we treat one another. There's a saying in New Thought, and it is, if you want a better life, get a better idea about God. Now, when you think about it, our ideas about the Creator have evolved, even within the Bible itself. If you read the Old Testament with the New Testament side by side, you will notice something very striking. The God of the Old Testament, that God is powerful, commanding, sometimes fearful. He walks in the garden. He sends eggs. He speaks from burning bushes. He demands obedience. He's jealous. He's distant. He requires a sacrifice from priests in order to bridge the gap between heaven and creation. My teacher, Kennedy Schultz, said the way they describe God in the Old Testament, it isn't even somebody you'd want to go have brunch with, let alone spend eternity with. Now, the Creator of the New Testament, this is a new concept. Christ, he refers to God as Abba, Papa. This Creator is intimate, it's loving, it's available. He heals, he forgives, he feeds the hungry, he welcomes the outcast. In Scripture it says, God is loving, and whoever lives in God. Now, one of the earliest interpretations of the ministry of Christ comes from Mary Magdalene in Gnostic Bibles or scriptures. And they believed that the Old Testament Creator was a lesser being, and it focused on punishment and control. Christ, they said, had come to reconnect us with the true Creator, of one of light and spirit and unconditional love. Now, whether you agree with it or not, it points us to something that New Thought affirms. That our understanding of God evolves as our consciousness evolves. As we come of a higher vibration, we can connect with a higher vibration. Ernest Holmes says we are thinking into a universal mind, and that mind is the mind of God. It is always there, it always was, and it will always will be. God isn't a character in the story. God is the story. The creative principle, the breath of life, the invisible thread that runs through every In Hinduism, the creator is Brahman, but beyond Brahman is Brahman, and that is the formless, the infinite, the consciousness behind all of creation. And in Buddhism, which evolved from Hindu, there is no creator God. The universe simply governed by karma. Buddhism does talk about a Buddha nature, which is an enlightenment that's in essence, which is present in everything. It's not far from what we would call the divine spark. They also don't put so much emphasis on the creation itself. If you have a Buddhist teacher and you go to them and you say, well, how did the universe get created? You're likely to get a reply that it happened a long time ago, you weren't there, and you don't need to worry about it. You're here right now, and this is what you've got to focus on, how you live your life now with these karmic principles. Now, New Thought, we embrace all universal truths and all traditions. Spirit can be personal or impersonal, form or formless. Ralph Waldo Emerson, he said, all that I have seen teaches me to trust the Creator for all I have not seen. In other words, the beauty and order and intelligence in the world gives us reason to trust the unseen goodness behind it all. And we're called to move beyond fear-based religions and move into a living awareness of God as love and as intelligence and creativity and wholeness. Dr. Holmes says God is love, God is life, it is truth, it is beauty, and it is available for us to use. It's a power operating through everything. It's not just up in the clouds keeping score. It's within us, expressing through us. Not as an old man on the throne, not as a judge in the sky. It's not confined to the pages of a book. God is love in action. And when we act from compassion instead of fear, from inclusion instead of judgment, from generosity instead of greed, we are revealing God or goodness. And not just revealing it, we become channels for it. We become channels of God's compassion and love, and that's what we are here to do. And we can do it in small ways and we can do it in large ways. We comfort a friend, when we forgive someone who hurt us, or we simply stand in awe of a sunset. We're experiencing Spirit, and we're becoming avenues for its compassion, love, and mercy, and creation, where we are and as we are. You don't have to improve. You don't have to become saintly. Spirit can use you where you are, and you don't know the wonderful good you can create. I heard a lovely story this week. It's about a young girl. Her name's Anna Hopkins. She lives up in Jacksonville. She had been born with a neurological disease that is progressive. And in her short life, she's had multiple surgeries. She's 5 years old when I heard this story, and she goes to school. Each morning, she has a bus driver come by and pick her up, Miss Sherman. And she and Miss Sherman have developed an intense friendship. One day, Anna was too sick to go to school, and her parents were surprised when Miss Sherman came by at 5 o'clock to check on her. And over the years, Miss Sherman decorates the bus for her and looks after her. And when Miss Sherman was getting married, she asked Anna to be the flower girl in her service. Anna's mother said, I always wanted her to have every experience in life, but I didn't think that being a part of a wedding would ever be possible. In the Course of Miracles, it says that love is God in action, To extend love is to extend God. To extend love is to extend God. A French philosopher said, someday, after we master the winds, the waves, the tides, the gravity, we shall harness love. And for a second time in the history of the world, humanity will have discovered fire for a second time. And it's time for us to rediscover the fire of Spirit's love, to reclaim and renew our understanding of our Creator, not as fear, not as judgment, but the very pulse of love, the breath of life, the intelligence of the universe seeking expression through us. We are not separate from God. We are not far from the divine. It's closer to us than our next breath. As Andy Watkins sings from this very stage, you are the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. You are Spirit in action, and Spirit is pleased with you. Pleased with your ability to love even when you've had a wound heart, to forgive even when you've been hurt, to begin again even after disappointment. Spirit is with you, encouraging you on every step away. Glory is your home, and love is your path. And you're well on the move. You're doing exactly what you need to. Lift your eyes up and witness the glory of God rain down upon you and all those around you, and you will do it through your heart and soul. Will do it with eyes of love. It's the truth in your life this morning. It's the truth in mine, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It cranks up, doesn't it? That kind of love just makes me happy. That kind of love just gets me through. The kind of love I only get from you. When I feel it deep inside me, I know there's nothing I can't do. And that's the kind of love I get from you. You are the answer to whatever troubling me. In time of anger, if you stole my heart were locked, but you got the key. That kind of love that gets me happy. That kind of love that makes me through. The kind of love I only get from you. And when I feel it deep inside me, I know there's nothing I can't do. That's the kind of love I get from you. I thought I was abandoned and somehow lost my way. Empty heart handed, and you filled me with your love, and I gotta say, that kind of love just makes me happy. That kind of love gets me through. The kind of love I only get from you. And when I feel it deep inside me, I know there's nothing I can do. That's the kind of love I get from you. You are the sunrise that lights my every day. And when the day is done, you're still with me here. And I gotta say, that kind of love just makes me happy. That kind of love just gets me through. The kind of love I only get from you. And when I feel it deep inside me, I know there's nothing I can't do. And that's the kind of love I get from you. That's the kind of love I get from you. That's the kind of love I get from you.
I didn't hear them hollering after my talk. Well, I see who my friends are here. All right, now, guys, I've got to mention one thing, and that is, I tell you, when we have our wonderful Venus Manley Scholarship winners come and visit us, that we want to react to them the way my aunt used to react to me when I was going to college. And when I'd get together at family reunions, Aunt Lucille, she would sneak up around me and she would give me a 5 or a 10. So we got Chappie here, and going off to school is pretty expensive. So go up and meet him and meet his dad, but slip him a little money. And I always tell you, I'm like Reverend Ike here. We're nowhere close to Christmas time, so I don't want to hear any jingling and jangling. Nice, quiet folding money to slip to Chappie, because we got to make sure he looks good when he heads off to college. All right, so now comes the time where we support our community. We support this place because this is a great place to be. This is a place out in the world making the world a better place. Now, you can support us in a couple of ways. You can support us by volunteering. We always have volunteer opportunities. You can support us in consciousness through prayer work by seeing everything working out well here. And you can support us financially. However you choose to support us, if you will take your intentions, place it over your heart, and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I are with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. Thus, step forward, and Don, I know you got something great for us.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. Hell of us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger, a brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. You may say I'm a dreamer, oh, but I'm not the only one. I hope Someday you will join us, and all will live as one.
Thank you, Don. That was Judy James's favorite song. So thank you, Diane. And thank you for your support. Your support is allowing us to grow and to thrive, to be out in the world, to make the world a better place. So we're very grateful for your support and know that it's going to return to you multiplied abundantly. So we bless it, we release it, knowing it's good and proper work, returning to us multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, well, we'll conclude the service with affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person, but take it in for yourself. If I say something that works for you, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There is but one God, one mind, and one power. And that's power, perfect love, it's divine intelligence. It created me from itself plus nothing else. And so here now I walk the soil of St. Augustine to know myself as God knows me. Not as weak and wounded, but bold, dynamic, out in the world making a difference. Being a channel of Spirit's love and compassion right where I am. So here today in this sacred space filled with all these wonderful loving souls, I now choose to see myself as God sees me, not as a victim, but a victor, going out into the world and making a difference. So I leave this place today inspired. I leave encouraged. I leave here knowing that my life's working out because Spirit is with me every step of the way, and urging me on, empowering and inspiring me. I am here to live in Spirit. I am here to be awed with how much God loves me, how much a life can unfold for me, how much good I can do, how much love I can be and forgiveness I can create, how much compassion I can release. I am here to make a difference in the world, and Spirit has a wonderful plan, a wonderful path for me. It has been cleared forth, and I am on the move, and I'm not turning back. I have seen the glory of God made manifest, and is mine to reveal. So here today, I'm not a victim. Here today, I am not tired, I am not weary. Here today, I know who I am and whose I am, a child of God, moving out into the world, revealing Spirit's love, joy, and compassion right where I am and right as I am. This is my truth. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle God is calling us to be. Until we see each other again, this is Reverend Ken wishing you many blessings. In my helping hand, a little love in your heart. You're getting late. Don't hesitate. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. Be a better place for you and me. Did you wait and see a little love in your heart? Put a little love in your heart. Little love in your heart. It goes by, till children cry. Put a little love in your heart.
you want the world to know. We won't let hatred show.
Put a little love in your heart, and the world be a better place. And better place for you and me. And just wait and see. Put a little love in your heart.
You got to.
Put a little love in your heart.
I can't hear you. Everybody.
Put a little love in.
And the world gonna be a better place. Yeah, the world, it'll be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see one time.